Unveiling the truth about nuts. Are your healthy snacks secretly harming you? For over 30 years, I've dedicated my life to helping seniors reclaim their vitality, focus, and quality of life. Time and again, I've witnessed a harsh truth. Food can either heal or destroy.
Ow.
You've likely heard that nuts are a health powerhouse. But what if I told you that after 60, some of the most common nuts in your pantry could be silently poisoning your body while you think you're doing everything right? Behind that satisfying crunch lies a disturbing reality. Certain nuts are covertly raising your blood pressure, clouding your memory, stressing your system, and even causing kidney damage. This is especially dangerous for older adults, most of whom consume these nuts daily, believing they're making a healthy choice. This video is your wake-up call, brought to you by mrseniorhealth. I'm about to expose all 8 nuts, and by the end, I'll reveal the single most dangerous nut linked to memory, decline, and even liver damage. And yes, there's a good chance you have it at home right now. Before we dive in, remember to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You never miss a health alert specifically for seniors that could change or even save your life. If this message hits home, type yes in the comments. Otherwise, type no, and let me know what health concern matters most to you. I'm here to help. Now, let's dig in. The 4 nutty allies you should embrace daily. Let's start with the 4 beneficial nuts you should be eating every day. 1. Brazil nuts. Your thyroid's best friend for adults over 60. This nut might be the missing piece in restoring your energy, mood, and focus. Within the Brazil nut lies one of the most vital, yet overlooked minerals for the aging body, selenium. It activates thyroid hormones, which control how fast your body burns energy, how warm you feel, how clear and stable your mind remains, and your mood. Without enough selenium, your thyroid slows down, leading to fatigue, sluggish metabolism, memory loss, and an overall sense of decay. But that's not all. Selenium is also crucial for testosterone production. Even in your later years, low testosterone. It doesn't just affect libido. It impacts strength, sleep, mental clarity, and the drive to stay active and alive. Additionally, selenium helps protect your nervous system by preserving the myelin sheath, the insulation around your nerves that keeps your reflexes sharp and your coordination intact. Symptoms of selenium deficiency emerge gradually: cold hands, unexplained weight gain, constant fatigue, brain fog, and slower reaction times. These aren't just random signs of aging. They're direct consequences of a deficiency most people don't even know they have. Worse, your body doesn't produce selenium, and modern diets rarely provide enough, especially for seniors. It's an invisible crisis affecting millions with consequences that go undiagnosed for years. What makes Brazil nuts special is that they deliver over 130% of your daily selenium needs in just one nut. And because this selenium is naturally bound to organic compounds, your body absorbs and uses it more easily than any synthetic supplement. Just 1 to 2 Brazil nuts per day can support healthy hormone function, sharpen your thinking, and shield your nerves from adulated decline. It's one of the most natural habits you can adopt. No pills, no powders, no complicated regimens. It's just a small daily habit with a lasting impact. 2. Almonds. Dual protection for bones and brain. If you thought Brazil nuts were impressive, wait until you discover the next nut, as it might be even more powerful. Almonds are not just a snack. They're a dual protector, safeguarding both your bones and your brains, 2 of the most vulnerable systems as you age. As bone density declines sharply with age, the risk of fractures skyrockets, and one wrong step can lead to weeks in bed. Help stem this silent collapse. They provide calcium, yes, but more importantly, they contain magnesium, the mineral that ensures calcium actually reaches your bones instead of hardening your arteries. That rare combination makes almonds a potent ally in preserving your strength and mobility. Your brain is also under siege. Oxidative stress erodes your mental sharpness daily. But almonds, especially when eaten with the skin, are packed with flavonoids and vitamin E, two compounds that directly combat cellular damage. Research even suggests they can slow cognitive decline when eaten regularly. And that's not all. Almonds are rich in fiber, which helps regulate digestion, a problem half of seniors struggle with daily. Better digestion means energy, mood, and focus. It's not glamorous, but it matters more than most people think. The best part? It's simple. It's just 15 to 20 raw or dry roasted almonds daily. Unsalted, chewed thoroughly. Fancy routines, no expensive supplements. Just a habit rooted in nature and science. When done daily, it becomes a quiet form of protection. Something that solidifies your steps, clarifies your thoughts, and restores your sense of control. Asterisk 3. Walnuts, the brain's best friend for memory and sleep. Asterisk, the next nut on our list doesn't just help your brain, and some researchers believe it might be the most powerful natural food for memory, sleep, and blood flow. Don't miss what's coming next. Walnuts. It doesn't just look like your brain. It's made for it. Walnuts are loaded with alpha-linolenic acid ALA, a plant-based omega-3 that helps regenerate and maintain brain cell membranes. Over time, these membranes become stiff and brittle, making it harder for nerve cells to talk to each other. That's how memory fades. But ALA keeps those neural pathways flexible, connected, and vibrant. And it doesn't stop there. Inside every walnut is a supply of polyphenols, antioxidants powerful enough to cross the blood-brain barrier and go straight into the battlefield, your brain tissue. There, they fight a force responsible for most age-related cognitive decline, inflammation. It's not dramatic or loud. It's slow, invisible, but deadly. Inflammation is at the root of Alzheimer's, memory loss, and mental fog, and walnuts go straight to the source. In research published by the Journal of Nutrition, older adults who ate just 1.5 ounces of walnuts daily for 8 weeks showed significant improvements in mental speed and flexibility. That's not theoretical. It's real-life functional differences between remembering a face, following a conversation, or holding on to independence just a little longer. But there's more. Walnuts contain a natural dose of melatonin, the hormone your brain needs to regulate deep, restful sleep. And the older we get, the less melatonin we make. That's why so many seniors struggle with interrupted sleep and early waking. A handful of walnuts in the evening can help you fall asleep faster and wake up more refreshed, without pills or side effects. So, what's the right way to use them? Eat 7 to 9 walnut halves daily. Keep them cold. Their oils go rancid quickly in heat or light. Whatever you do, don't remove the skin. That slightly bitter layer is packed with antioxidants. That's where most of the real power lives. Lot walnuts won't work miracles overnight, but make no mistake, they are quiet guardians for your brain, your focus, and your identity. Because when the mind starts to fade, everything else follows. 4. Pistachios, your heart's eyes. And blood sugar's champion asterisk, if walnuts are the best for your brain, then the next nut on this list might surprise you even more. Most people overlook it, but once you know what it does, you'll never ignore it. Again, pistachios. Let's start with what's happening inside your arteries. As we age, our blood vessels become stiffer, and our sensitivity to salt increases, which means blood pressure can surge quickly. That's where pistachios come in. They pack around 285 milligrams of potassium per serving. Potassium isn't just another nutrient. It helps relax blood vessel walls, reducing pressure from the inside out, without medication or side effects. But pistachios don't just stop at the core. They're rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, to rare carotenoids that deposit directly into your retina. There they act like internal sunglasses, blocking damaging blue light and slowing the progression of macular degeneration. One of the most feared conditions in old age, and for anyone struggling with blood sugar, these little green powerhouses are your secret weapon. With around 3 grams of fiber per ounce and a low glycemic impact, pistachios help slow digestion, reduce post-meal sugar spikes, and stabilize. Insulin, a quiet but powerful tool for managing type 2 diabetes or prediabetes. There's even a psychological advantage. Pistachios, still in their shells, force you to slow down bit by bit. That simple act gives your body time to realize it's full, helping you eat less without trying. In those empty shells, they serve as a visual cue, a natural way to control portions without calorie counting or food weighing. My advice: aim for about 1 ounce daily, roughly 49 pistachios. Choose unsalted or lightly salted. And if hand strength is an issue, look for naturally split ones. They're easier to open, easier to enjoy. Pistachios are more than just a snack. They're a frontline defense for your blood pressure, your vision, your sugar balance, and your peace of mind. The 4 nutty imposters. Avoid these for your health now. Here's the switch. While these 4 nuts can silently rebuild your health, there are others doing the exact opposite. These are nuts that seem harmless, even healthy, but are subtly triggering inflammation, spiking your blood pressure, interfering with your medications, and dulling your brain. You need to know what they are, because the next part of this video is where the truth gets uncomfortable and the danger gets real. Keep watching. It could change the way you eat forever. 5. Peanuts. The nut that's not what it seems you've been. Told that peanuts are healthy, protein-packed, affordable, satisfying. But what if I told you that this so-called nut is actually one of the most dangerous daily habits for seniors? And most people don't even realize it. Let's start with the first lie. Peanuts aren't nuts at all. They're legumes grown underground, not on trees. And that tiny detail carries huge consequences. Peanuts are highly susceptible to mold contamination, specifically from a toxin called aflatoxin. You can't see it, you can't smell it, but it can accumulate in your body over time, slowly poisoning your liver, weakening your immune system, and increasing your cancer risk. But mold isn't the only hidden threat in your peanut jar. Peanuts are notorious for triggering chronic, low-grade inflammation. This type of inflammation doesn't scream, it whispers. It builds gradually, silently fueling joint pain, mental fog, fatigue, and putting silent pressure on your heart and blood vessels. Think your arthritis is just old age? Your daily peanut snack could be the catalyst behind the fire. If you're eating salted peanuts, the danger multiplies. The sodium levels in roasted peanuts can be sky high. And for the over 60% of seniors already battling high blood pressure, this is like literally adding salt to the wound. Combine that with the hydrogenated oils and added sugars found in many peanut butters, and you're consuming a toxic cocktail, disguised as a harmless snack. Even so-called natural peanut butter isn't without risk. Peanuts are incredibly rich in omega-6 fatty acids, which throw off the omega-3 balance in your body. That imbalance drives inflammation deeper, sabotaging circulation and disrupting brain function. And if you're on medications like blood thinners, peanuts can interfere with vitamin K absorption, making it harder to manage your prescriptions. Safely a serious concern for seniors on multiple medications daily. This isn't a call to panic over every peanut you've ever eaten. But if you're over 60 and eating them regularly, it's time to wake up. There are better, safer, smarter options that give you the same satisfying crunch without fueling silent damage. And just when you thought you'd heard the worst, brace yourself. Keep watching because this one might be sitting in your pantry right now. 6. Cashews. A hidden trap for blood sugar and kidneys. Cashews are not the harmless health food you've been led to believe. Behind that mild flavor lies a dangerous trap for your blood sugar, your kidneys, and even your safety. First, let's talk about sugar. Cashews are deceptively high in carbohydrates for a nut, about 9 grams per ounce, and have a much higher glycemic impact than you'd expect. So that means they spike your blood sugar quickly. You might not feel the damage immediately, but over time, those small spikes add up, leading to fatigue, mental fogginess, and worsening glucose control at your next doctor's visit. But the danger doesn't stop at sugar. Cashews are loaded with oxalates, natural compounds that bind to calcium and block its absorption. For seniors already at risk for osteoporosis and bone loss, this creates a potential deficit. Worse, Oxalates don't just leave your body. They can accumulate, forming sharp, painful kidney stones. Now here's something almost no one talks about: the choking hazard. Cashews, with their curved, smooth shape, are one of the most frequently involved nuts in aspiration incidents. It can become a silent threat the moment it slips the wrong way. And if all of that weren't enough, there's one final truth most people never hear. Raw cashews are poisonous. Yes, toxic. They contain urushiol, the same chemical found in poison ivy. That's why every cashew you eat is highly processed, steamed, cooked, and stripped just to make it edible. But in that intense processing, much of the nut's original nutritional value is destroyed. So you're left with something that's not only risky, but no longer very nutritious either. *7. Macadamia nuts. The calorie bomb with hidden dangers. The next nut on this list is even more misleading. Keep watching because the truth only gets darker from here. Macadamia nuts are often touted as a healthy indulgence. Their rich, buttery texture and subtle sweetness, they're treated like guilt-free gold in the high-end health food aisle. But the truth is, just 1 ounce of macadamia nuts, about a small handful, delivers nearly 200 calories and an astonishing 22 grams of fat. That's the equivalent of a small meal without the satiety that comes with it. Its metabolism naturally slows. With age and activity levels decline, this sneaky calorie bomb can drive steady weight gain without any obvious cause. But it gets worse. Macadamias aren't just high in fat. They're high in saturated fat, almost 3 grams an ounce, one of the highest among all nuts. For seniors managing LDL cholesterol or high blood pressure, this type of fat can subtly undermine your cardiovascular health, reversing progress you've worked so hard to maintain. Now let's talk about something most people never connect with nuts: your gallbladder. Many older adults already have gallstones quietly forming with only mild symptoms like bloating or discomfort after meals. But macadamia is incredibly rich. Fat content can trigger those stones to move, suddenly setting off excruciating gallbladder attacks. And those attacks can lead straight to the emergency room or the operating table. I've seen it happen more than once, and the patient never saw it coming. There's also your mouth to consider. Macadamia nuts are dense and hard. One wrong bite, and you're facing cracked dental work, painful visits, and thousands in dental bills. A snack that costs you far more than just calories. So, here's the bitter truth. Macadamias may feel like a treat, but they come at a price. A slow weight gain, a hit to your heart, a gallbladder on edge, and a potential dental disaster. For many seniors, that's too high a price for a moment of indulgence. 8. Pine nuts. The invisible threat to taste medications and digestion. While macadamias might weigh you down, the next nut on our list is even more alarming. Let's expose it before it does more damage. Pine nuts. It started with something that it seemed so simple. A patient complained that water tasted strange. Food just didn't seem right. Even her morning tea left a metallic aftertaste. She wasn't sick. Her medications hadn't changed. Everything else checked out until she mentioned the homemade pesto she had just fallen in love with, full of pine nuts. That's when it all made sense. She was experiencing pine mouth, a strange, bitter taste disturbance that can last for days or even weeks after eating certain pine nuts. And while not toxic in itself, what comes next can be far more dangerous. Food becomes unappetizing. Water tastes foul, and many seniors unconsciously start eating and drinking less. That odd symptom can lead to unintentional weight loss, dehydration, weakness, and even hospitalization. Pine nuts contain compounds that can interfere with how your liver processes medications, especially those for blood pressure, cholesterol, and mood disorders. These are 3 of the most common types of medication prescribed to seniors. If your liver's ability to metabolize them is altered, the consequences can be severe: reduced efficacy, unexpected side effects, or worse. And most doctors never even think to ask about pine nuts as a trigger. That's not all. Pine nuts are high in polyunsaturated fats, fats that are only healthy when fresh. But these fats oxidize quickly, especially when pine nuts are stored improperly, or left too long in the pantry. Once oxidized, these fats don't reduce inflammation, they cause it. And for seniors battling arthritis, joint pain, or inflammatory conditions like metabolic syndrome, this is a direct attack on an already strained system. Even more alarmingly, pine nuts are a choking hazard lurking in plain sight. They're small. Slippery shape makes them surprisingly easy to aspirate. One wrong bite can lead to coughing fits, aspiration, pneumonia, or worse. The most dangerous thing about pine nuts is how invisible they are. They lurk in blended sauces, baked into dishes, or sprinkled on top of salads. You can be consuming them without even realizing it and wondering why your medications aren't working, why you feel more inflamed, or why your appetite is disappearing. For all these reasons, I strongly urge seniors to avoid pine nuts entirely. There are safer options that provide flavor and healthy fats without the silent risks. Asterisk, you've just uncovered the 4 nuts you should eat every day to protect your health, and the 4 you need to avoid before they silently undermine it. If this information was helpful to you even a little bit, share this video with someone you care about. Might be exactly what they need to hear. Comment below which nuts you're already eating or plan to switch to. And don't forget to subscribe to Mr. Senior Health, because the next video could be the one that changes your life.